favorite part of anything.
Yeah. We're going to have to think of a cool name for that to include Heather's numbers game now. But we give it away. We give free food away at Brenda's Hilltop Cafe at 1307 East 4th Street. Since today's Friday, it's Fish and Shrimp Day all day long. Lunch special from 11 to 3 is Fish and Shrimp. And then tonight from 4 to 8 is Fish and Shrimp. You can get a fish plate for $7.25, fish and shrimp for $10.25 down at Brenda's Hilltop Cafe. 11 to 9 is when they're open Monday through Friday. Got some birthdays. A few birthdays. Hey, happy birthday going out to Todd Moland. Well, Todd's a frequent listener. He travels quite a bit. And one of my good buddies, Jonathan Rubio. Happy birthday, J-Kid.
You totally took my birthday that called in.
Did I really?
Yes, it was for Jonathan Rubio from Maynard.
From Maynard?
Maynard is what I'm supposed to say. From Maynard.
Oh, man. Well, his wife also wished him a happy birthday on our Facebook page. Katie Rubio wanted to wish him a happy birthday. Yeah. J-Kid. Wouldn't he be cool on the show?
I think he
just
would
with that
be,
name.
Yes.
J. Kid Craddock in the morning.
It's like JC and Kid Craddock.
Yeah, it's like a combination, man.
A conjunction.
I used to do a comedy segment back in the day on the radio, and he was part of it with me as my co-host.
Yeah.
We did pretty good, yeah. Who's our sweetheart today? Wait, you got another birthday you posted on Facebook, didn't you?
I did. It was
David.
Yep.
Yeah, David House.
Yep.
Happy birthday to David House from Heather Gentry in the house.
In the house.
Happy birthday to David House from Heather in the house. Who's our sweetheart today, Heather?
Our sweetheart today is someone really, really special, Gooney.
Set it up.
Jody Dobbs.
Jody Dobbs is our sweetheart for the day. Congratulations to Jody. Jody's going to be getting a beautiful rose and a bud vase from Faye's Flowers. If you see Jody today, be sure to give Jody, let's say, $24.05 is where we're at.
Have a good day, Jody.
Look at that.
Nailed it.
Stretched it out all the way that time.
Wow.
Wait. Awesome.
Smack it. Just
Smack it.
it.
Hey, we got the webcam back up.
We do.
Go to kbestmedia.com. That's the easiest way I've found to get to YouTube. You can, other than going to youtube.com, but to get to our YouTube page, that's the easiest way I've found. kbestmedia.com. Once you click there, over in the top right-hand corner of the page, there's a YouTube button. Just click on that thing, and it'll take you to our YouTube page, and you can find the video, and it says live on there. And when you go to the video, it's going to pop up a video of Heather and I, and you're going to see me move my hands around in a weird fashion.
Just like this. Just use your hands.
You can dance if you want to, or you can leave your friends behind, because if your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, they are no friends of mine. How about that? How about that? You know what, Heather? You know what I want to do? Let's just do something on the fly right here. Okay. Let's do something on the fly. Let's play a numbers game.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's do it. I got some tickets to give away, folks.
Okay. I'm so excited. I didn't even know this was coming.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give away 2 tickets to the rodeo. How about that? 2 tickets to the rodeo. We'll play numbers game. What's your range, Heather?
My range is 36.
36.
To 47.
To 47. You got your number? Give us a call, 263-KBST, 263-5278. Got your number right there. Hey, if you're watching on the webcam, we got the number we're holding up right now. It's kind of inverted. Here, let me do it this way. Bam. Bam. Does that work? Nope, not it. It's hard to invert these stuff. Yeah, there we go. No, I just wrote the same thing twice. 263-KBST, 263-5278. We're looking for a number between 36 and 47, and we're going to hook you up with 2 tickets to the rodeo tonight if you get the correct number. Hey, you're on Gooney in the Morning. What's your guess?
5.
It's not going to be 5. It's between 36 and 47. Give us a call back, 263-KBST, 263-5278. The way the numbers game works, if we give you a range, the number's in between that range. 36 and 47 is your range. Give us a call. Hi, you're on Gooney in the Morning. What's your guess? No. See, no. There has to be a guess.
Come on, guys.
Hey, you're on Gooney in the Morning. What's your guess?
Number 40.
No, it's going to be a little bit lower than 40. Give us a call back, 263-KBST, 263-5278. Now we're between 36 and 40. Just narrowing it down. Narrow it on down. Hi.
Yeah, I'm going to say 38.
It's 38. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Congratulations. Who are we talking to?
It's Tommy Rivers.
Tommy Rivers?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You just got hooked up with 2 tickets to the rodeo. What are you doing this morning?
I'm working.
Where do you work at, Tommy?
I work for G. Coal Gas, working up here checking on my wells.
Well, there you go, man. Stay safe out there. It gets hot, man. Stay cool and definitely be safe. Watch out for snakes and stuff out there around those wells.
It's too hot. It's way too hot.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, you know where the KBS studio is located?
Yes, sir.
All right, bud. You can swing by between 9 and 5. Try to come in today because the rodeo's this weekend.
Okay, will do, sir. I'll be there.
All right, Tommy. Have a great day, bud. There we go. There's one pair of tickets to the rodeo.
We got to play the numbers game on Friday.
How about that? You don't
That's
beat
awesome.
that. Congratulations, Tommy.
Yeah.
A pair of tickets to the rodeo.
To the rodeo.
That was so much fun last night. Tom and I had a fantastic time out there. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Got to broadcast live at the Rodeo Bowl. That Rodeo Bowl is just something special.
It is.
It's so different.
It's a landmark here in Big Springs.
Yeah, it's a landmark in Texas. You go to other rodeos in Texas, and they're all in these big arenas and stuff nowadays.
We got a rodeo bowl.
We got a rodeo bowl, outdoor rodeo. You don't see that much anymore.
That's just genuine Texas right there.
Especially like big rodeos like this, PRCA rodeos and stuff like that. They don't. This is huge. This is a huge deal. And there were a lot of folks out there, so it was a lot of fun last night. We had a fantastic time. Of course, I got to see some steer wrestling, some team roping, some
wrestling.
The most fun, though, it's got to be for me is the seeing the kids doing the mutton busting and stuff like that.
Just being involved that young of an age.
Yeah.
Is how I like it.
Yeah, it's
you
pretty
know
cool.
what I mean? I really like
it's
that.
It's so much fun whenever you see like these little 3 and 4 year old kids walking around with their got their chaps on and their Wranglers,
their buckles.
and the big hats. And it's
like this little kid's cooler than I am.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Jeez, way to go, man.
Shamed.
Save that. This little kid's cooler than I am. Wow. Got the NASCAR Minute coming up on Gooney in the morning.
And you're still in first place?
Yeah, this is a tough race that we're picking for today.
Yeah.
This is a really tough race because it's one of those road course races. And those aren't the same as other NASCAR races. I think I have a good idea of who I'm going with, though.
Don't tell me, don't ruin
it. I'm not going to tell anybody yet because they'll steal it from me. I know Dale's listening right now. He's just
But don't you get to pick first?
No, I pick last. I'm in first place.
Oh,
third place picks
you got to
first.
play your cards just right.
Yep. You gotta have an ace in the hole.
But I bet Dale Coates already knows who you're gonna pick.
He knows. It's not Jimmy Johnson. I'll tell you that. Not at this at this course, no, not at this track. It is not Jimmy Johnson. That's not who I'm going with. But yeah, we got that coming up. I'll have some more tickets to give away too for the rodeo. I even got some dance tickets Saturday night.
We're gonna get our dance on?
Yeah, why not? I don't see any reason why not to. You know what I mean? Hey, we got TSN coming up on KVST AM and FM.
Good morning. This is Morning News Break from the Texas State Network. I'm Chuck Martin reporting. Coming up this Friday, June 20th.
This is Barbara Schwartz. A new report does not bode well for nursing homes in Texas.
Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson traveling to Texas today. He'll see for himself the human misery that's been generated by a nonstop influx of illegal immigrants, many of them children, crossing into the U.S. from Central America.
In recent months, more than 47,000 unaccompanied minors from Central America have entered the states illegally, something that has attracted criticism to the White House from border security advocates like George Grayson.
I'm a liberal Democrat who twice voted for Barack Obama. However, it's my view that the president's misguided, inconsistent policy toward illegal immigration has really flashed a message around the world that if you can get to the U.S. border, you will get sanctuary.
Before Johnson was appointed as Secretary of Homeland Security, he was the General Counsel of the Department of Defense. Joe Gomez, TSN News.
The decision to send millions of dollars to the Texas border is as much about politics as anything else, according to Rice University political scientist Mark Jones, who says even though the Border Patrol is stretched thin and overwhelmed, there's just not much the state can do, especially long-term.
DPS can't become a de facto border patrol. This would be a temporary effort, but it's not one that the state is positioned to actually be able to carry out for the long term.
The governor slammed the Obama administration yesterday for its failure to secure the border and warned of a magnified humanitarian crisis if a major hurricane were to hit the U.S. It wasn't quite oops, but the governor was walking back comments he made in San Francisco earlier this month, comparing homosexuality to alcoholism.
Which I did, and I readily admit I stepped right in.
So how would he answer that question today?
We need to be a really respectful and tolerant country to everybody. And get back to talking about whether you're gay or straight, you need to be having a job.
Perry was speaking at a family values conference in Washington, sponsored by the Christian Science Monitor. Is the judge presiding over the school finance trial biased? Attorney General Greg Abbott will argue today in Austin court that Judge John Dietz must recuse himself because Abbott says emails the judge exchanged with attorneys representing school districts suing the state show that he is no longer impartial. We'll get a reading of the state's economic pulse today when the Texas Workforce Commission releases the May jobs report. In April, the Texas unemployment rate was at an almost 6-year low at 5.2%.
Ole Miss sends TCU packing at the College World Series. I'm Roger Ambrick.
Details ahead on TSN Morning News Break.
Benny Boyd buys it all. That's right. Benny Boyd in Lubbock wants to buy your high-mileage vehicle, and he'll pay a lot more than you'd expect. Why drive it into the ground when you can get above-market value on it today? Sell it for cash on the spot, or trade it in for a Better Buy pre-owned. Our Better Buy pre-owned vehicles are thoroughly inspected, and most include a lifetime engine warranty. Plus, we've got over 500 vehicles to choose from. Right now, we're paying top dollar for high-mileage premium brands like Lexus, Mercedes, BMW, luxury SUVs, and trucks. We'll even buy your vehicle over the phone and pick it up at no extra charge. Benny Boyd with 3 area locations, BennyBoyd.com or 877-251-2238.
Yeah, you better buy from Benny, and you'll get a better buy. That's Benny Boyd, y'all.
Welcome back to Morning News Break. His estranged wife wants him removed from life support, but Terry Martin's brother convinced a judge to keep the Beaumont man on a respirator for the next 2 weeks. The Texas Center for Defense of Life intervened on Martin's behalf, the group's Greg Terra.
Gary said that he was blinking in response to his, Gary's request to do so, that he was squeezing Gary's hand, and so he is somewhat responsive, but he's not conscious like you and I are conscious right now.
The 54-year-old Martin was already hospitalized when his heart stopped beating Sunday. An AARP study of nursing homes ranks Texas 49th in quality of care.
Trey Byrne with AARP in Texas says his group will testify in support of a sunset staff recommendation to strengthen penalties against poorly run nursing homes.
We have a consistent group of bad actors that show repeated health and safety deficiencies that jeopardize the safety of our seniors.
He says elderly care patients in Texas have a high rate of bed sores, and some 28% who don't need antipsychotic drugs are getting them anyway. He'd like to see such homes hit harder and faster with fines or lose their license. Barbara Schwartz, TSN News.
With temperatures on the rise and for the first time, relief on the way for inmates in Texas prisons when the state
recently purchased 28 cool space fans and placed them at 7 facilities statewide.
The prison system's Robert Hurst. The so-called swamp coolers arrive on the scene just days after the latest suit charging the state's lack of air conditioners at its prisons is putting older and disabled inmates' lives at risk. The small Bell County town of Little River Academy is reeling. The community south of Temple lost the lone full-time police officer and police chief to a gunshot. Chief Lee Dixon was responding to a home Thursday evening when an armed man opened fire. Dixon had just returned to the post last month after a stint as a deputy in the Milam County Sheriff's Office. Mayor Ronnie White was stunned when he spoke with reporters.
He was tickled to death, doing a great job, and everybody in town was glad to have him back. I was glad to have him back. We had just had coffee this morning, and now this happened, and it's just unreal.
The suspect's in the Bell County Jail with charges pending. And this final note, the past year has been a deadly one in Bell County. 4 officers lost, 2 Killeen officers, a sheriff's deputy, and now Chief Dixon. Gasoline prices jumped 6 cents a gallon this week across Texas. A AAA puts the state average at almost $3.51 a gallon. But there is no telling what we would be shelling out if it wasn't for the explosion in fracking that experts say will eventually push the U.S. to the world's #1 energy producer.
Oil production in the United States has increased almost 100% in the last 5 years.
Bud Weinstein at SMU's McGuire Energy Institute says energy production at the Eagle Ford Shale has doubled since 2011. It is National Dump the Pump Day. The American Public Transportation Association is encouraging everyone to ditch their car and try and find an alternate way to get to work. Another cabinet secretary in Texas today, Education Secretary Arnie Duncan, hosts a roundtable discussion with young at-risk Austin area men about their lives, school experiences, and opportunities that put them on the right path. The summer break from school may be doing more harm than good. E3 Alliance School Readiness Director Laura Koenig says that students must continue to learn or they'll be behind once school starts again.
And this may not be sitting down in a classroom, but it could be keeping the reading going, keeping some math going, and really exercising those problem-solving skills.
Koenig says that summer learning loss is worse for low-income kids who probably want to attend summer camp or take trips with their families and encourage learning. She says now they are trying to help with that. Hillary Rodham Clinton will be in Austin today. She's promoting Hard Choices. That's her new memoir about the 4 years she served as Secretary of State. The tour is seen by many as a trial run for a potential 2016 Democratic presidential bid on behalf of the former First Lady. Up next, Mike Rogers.
Well, Chuck, even by West Texas standards, this is complete desolation.
What is there to do in Mentone, Beverly?
Absolutely nothing. Watch TV and play cards with your friends or with your family.
We'll have more coming up on the other side of the news.
And Roger Emmerich has sports. His morning news break for this Friday, June 20th, continues.
Somewhere in Texas, a car full of coworkers picked the perfect place to stop for lunch. DQ. Because DQ has something for everybody. Awesome burgers, DQ country baskets, Texas T-brand tacos, and more. Plus, great DQ desserts like the new S'mores Blizzard. For the best treats and eats in Texas, there's only one place to stop. DQ. This is the stop sign, Texas.
See, Stuff, it's the joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for, really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Morning News Break. Here's Mike Rogers and the other side of the news.
You want to talk about peace and quiet? Let's talk Loving County.
You hear a pin drop almost.
Right. That's Loving County. Way out in West Texas. Here's what you do. You drive to Odessa, and then you keep driving. You'll get there. It's the smallest county in terms of population, not just in Texas, but in the entire country. And they're proud of it, too.
Why is that?
Well, because people talk about us.
Hey, I wouldn't have called. And according to the most recent figures from the Census Bureau, Loving County still has its dubious claim to fame because in the past 2 years, there have been no births there and no deaths.
Does it surprise you that nobody was born and nobody died in the past 2 years?
Well, it surprised me that no one didn't die.
Now, even from boredom.
I knew no one wouldn't be born. We don't have a hospital.
Heck, you'd be hard-pressed to find a box of Band-Aids around here. And County Clerk Beverly Hanson knows this better than anyone.
What is there to do in Mentone, Beverly?
Absolutely nothing. Watch TV and play cards with your friends or with your family.
Or enjoy the great outdoors.
Oh, yes. We sit on my mother's porch nearly every night in the summer.
Just like she did growing up. Because Beverly, believe it or not, is a native of Mentone. That's the county seat, such as it is.
And they call it Lonesome Town.
There's only 72 people who live there. That's out of 81 for the whole county. Now, that does give Loving an extremely low population density, and the crime rate is microscopic. However,
We had to drive 44 miles round trip to Pecos to get milk, bread, clothes.
but Beverly says she doesn't mind, and like most of her fellow Mentonites, she has no plans on leaving.
I don't know where I'd go.
And I'm Mike Rogers with the other side of the news on TSN.
Going down to Lonesome Town.
Here's Roger Emmerich with sports.
TCU goes down fighting at the College World Series on ESPN.
Orvis there to Greenwood. Ole Miss survives. And Will Allen at Ole Miss with a 6-4 win over TCU, and the Horned Frogs are eliminated.
Frogs coach Jim Schlossnagle.
I thought today was a really clean college baseball game. You know, I mean, there were some walks and hit batters, but I felt like when the ball got hit hard, it went out of the ballpark. When it didn't quite get hit hard enough, it stayed in the ballpark, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
This plays Vanderbilt tonight in Omaha, but Augie Garrido's Longhorns need 2 wins over the Commodores to advance to the best-of-3 finals that start Monday. Roger Emmerich, TSN Sports.
Thanks, Roger. And recapping our top stories this morning, Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson travels to Texas today. He'll see for himself the efforts to care for the influx of illegal immigrants, many of them children, crossing into the U.S. from Central America. The small Bell County town of Little River Academy is reeling. The community south of Temple lost lone full-time police officer and police chief Lee Dixon to a gunshot. A suspect is jailed. With Morning News Break, I'm Chuck Martin, TSN News.
The T-shirts are coming. The Pops in the Park T-shirts are coming. Want a sneak peek? Log on to kbestmedia.com to see this year's official Pops in the Park T-shirt from your official Pops in the Park radio stations at KBest Media. As always, the free Pops T-shirts will be launched to the crowd at Pops in the Park on July 3rd. But if you want to make sure that you and your family get these patriotic shirts, you can order them right now at kbestmedia.com. These top quality shirts are just $15, and a portion of the proceeds will be donated to the Pops in the Park Fund to help keep our fireworks show spectacular. T-shirts are available in youth sizes and adult sizes and must be ordered by June 25th. So log on to kbestmedia.com right now to order your size. That's kbestmedia.com, KBEST media.com. Let's show our patriotism and have a fabulous fireworks show this year at Pops in the Park.
Now it's time for the NASCAR Minute, brought to you by Dale Coates Heating and Air Conditioning and 87 Auto Sales on the K-Best Morning Program.
That's right. It's time for the NASCAR Minute, brought to you by 87 Auto Sales and Dale Coates Heating and Air Conditioning. I have Dale Coates and Tim Knox on the line. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Happy Friday to you both.
Yes, happy Friday.
Got a big race coming up in Sonoma. Interesting race. Of course, the points are dominated right now by Hendricks.
Yeah, it is, and I think the biggest story came out yesterday. It looks like Carl Edwards is going to Joe Gibbs Racing next year. Not only is he going there, even a bigger story is that he's going to take the M&M's package away from Kyle Busch. So that's really interesting to see how that's going to unfold, and a lot of speculation that he may even be driving the 18 car. Wow. So I'm not sure what that spells out, Tim, but it doesn't spell out good for Kyle Busch the way I see it.
Well, which to me is completely astonishing because, you know, he's kind of been the top dog over there, you know. I mean, he's won a lot of races for Joe Gibbs Racing, and he always seems to perform well. He hasn't had a good couple of weeks the past couple of weeks, but he's even cleaned up his act a little bit, you know. I mean, he's just it's a bit of a head-scratcher to me. I don't know if they want to take his talents and move it to another team and try to build that team or what, but to kind of give Carl a bit of a head start with an experienced crew and whatnot. But that's going to be a big story going into next year because it just seems like that Roush Racing has kind of been on the downslide the past few years, and I think Carl's the gem of that group, since Matt Kenseth's left. And it'll be interesting to see what he does whenever he gets over there with Joe Gibbs.
Yeah, I think so, too. And seeing how Matt Kenseth really flourished after he left Roush, and when he popped off and won 7 or 8 races last year after having won more than 2 races in his career before that. And I think Carl could be really, really tough to deal with, in the right situation. And I think Joe Gibbs fits that bill because he's kind of a no BS guy. And I mean, he don't even like those guys talking ugly on their car to crew radio channels, and he'll get on them for that. And that's not a place Kyle Busch, fits in real well because he's kind of free-tongued, as you might say.
Well, and on the other side of that, Carl Edwards Wood, he's kind of shown his temper a few times, but for the most part, Carl Edwards is the kind of guy that toes the line, and he's a great spokesman for whoever his sponsors are. He just seems to be that guy that kind of goes the extra mile to do right by everybody around him.
That's true, and we'll go back to where we're at this week. We're at a road course, and everything's built with this new point system that a win can get you in the chase, and that's another story. I mean, if you say a Marcus Ambrose gets a win, and it gets him in the chase, that's one of those cars that that's really not fair because there is no road course in the chase,
right.
And he hasn't done anything anywhere else. So if he gets in there and gets a win. I think that's one flaw in this scenario.
Yeah.
Well, but also though at the same time, I'll play devil's advocate to that. It's kind of cool that a team who's not as funded as a Hendricks or whatnot will have a chance to sneak up at a road course and get a win to get into the chase. I mean, it's and not to say that's necessarily a bad thing in my opinion. I mean those guys work hard, just as hard as everyone else. They may not have the tools and the resources that everyone else has, but if they get a chance to get into the chase, good on them and see what they can do with it. So,
well, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. My point is, when they get to the chase, they're not going to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, they've proven they can't run well or as well as the other maybe better funded teams, or maybe even just better teams, whether they're funded any different. Just there's better teams out there, and that just kind of weird. You see a guy that's in 22nd in points gets a win at a road course, sneaks into the chase, where a guy that maybe was 14th in points never got a win and is not going to make the chase. I can see where that could be an issue.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Well, speaking of points, of course, how I mentioned that Hendricks kind of dominating right now. Jeff Gordon in first, Jimmy Johnson 15 points behind in second, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. 23 points behind in third. Let's go ahead and make our picks. Dale, you're sitting in third place with 219 points. Who's your pick this week?
Well, I'm going to pick the guy that I've used as a reference. I'm going to pick Marcus Ambrose because I really think he's the best road course driver in the world, not just in NASCAR. And he knows how to move these 3,300-pound cars around these road courses. He knows how to brake harder. He knows how to shift harder. Got better footwork. And, the only thing I see that's wrong with Marcus Ambrose this week is so much pressure is being put on him right now that this is his way to be in the chase. This is the week. This is the race.
Right.
And that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, you're right about that. And he's Marcus Ambrose is actually on the fantasy picks. He's number 2 in both Yahoo and NASCAR. So that's a great pick right there. Tim, you're in second, 212. Who do you got?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and take Marcus Ambrose, too, because that's who I really wanted. So,
all right.
I'm going to go with the guy that kind of defies the logic that we had earlier in the week, and I'm going to give the nod to the guy who's got the hot hand, and that's Jimmy Johnson. He's won here before. It's not like he's a novice when it comes to road course racing. He knows how to win here, and he's just hot right now. Even though they haven't tested at a road course, I still feel like he's going to have a really good week. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to win per se, but I could definitely see him having a top 5.
Yeah, definitely. And Jimmy, of course, got the win back in 2010 there at Sonoma. I got my pick up next, and I'm going to go with the pick that he's had more wins at this track than anybody, and that's Jeff Gordon.
No, I see you two guys did listen to my theory of information on Wednesday about not picking a Hendrick car this week.
Hey,
nope.
I told you, I know it defies the logic we talked about, but it's really, really hard to go against,
it is.
Some teams that are just performing so well right now.
Right. It's hard to go against what's working right now. I agree.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, we'll see how it rolls out in Sonoma on Sunday, guys. You have a fantastic weekend.
You too.
All right.
All right, that's Dale Coates and Tim Knox on the NASCAR Minute, brought to you by 87 Auto Sales and Dale Coates Heating and Air Conditioning.
87 Auto Sales Big Spring, huge tax refund sale, over 250 clean pre-owned cars, SUVs, and pickups to choose from. 87 Auto Sales finances for their customers right there at the dealership. So take your refund check, drive away the same day. 87 Auto Sales has the right vehicle for your needs. They've served West Texas over 40 years. 87 Auto Sales, corner of 3rd and Gregg, Big Spring. Call 263-8787. Right on the corner and right on the price.
The oil field is booming in Howard County. If you're in an RV or travel trailer and the AC isn't working quite right, call me, Dale Coates. I have over 20 years experience installing and repairing air conditioners. And you don't have to bring your trailer to me. I'll come see you. So just call 714-4688 for Dale Coates Heating and AC. And remember, if you're in an RV or travel trailer, I'll come to you. Call 714-4688 for Dale Coates.
If you're not laughing, you're not living. Start the day off right with Gooney in the morning.
Don't stop the beat. Can't control my feet. People in the street. Come on, everybody, move your feet. Don't stop the beat. I can't stop the beat. I won't stop the beat.
Go! That's right. Listen to Gooney in the morning on KBST, AM and FM. I'm Gooney, waking you up, getting you on your way this morning. We got Heather in the house.
Hey, guys.
Big shout out to everybody everywhere this morning. Everywhere. Oh! I also want to give a special shout out to our listeners in Georgia this morning. Got some listeners in Georgia.
Do we?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Tuning in. How about that? Yeah. Don't even know what to say to that. That's just, yeah. They got Mike Mathis coming up on a community calendar this morning. We'll talk some more rodeo.
Rodeo.
Of course, get on out there tonight. We'll be broadcasting live on KBS 95.7. Tom and I will be out there between 7 and 9. Stop by the booth. Come see us. We might have some cool stuff to give away.
Ooh.
You never know. We got a pretty cool location there, too. You'll see the KBS Cruiser as soon as you walk into the rodeo. You'll see it. You saw the picture.
You seen it.
Yeah, you seen it. Heather, what was your favorite part of today's show?
Playing the numbers game on Friday.
Getting the numbers game in on a Friday.
Yeah,
How about
that's
that?
awesome.
That was fun.
Let's play it. We played the numbers game 3 times this week.
I know.
Wow.
That's exciting. That's pretty intense. My favorite part of today's show was the fact that it's Friday.
I love that it's Friday.
I love Fridays.
Now if it could just be 5 o'clock.
I know. That's all right. I'll make you laugh throughout the day.
Yeah.
Because remember, if you're not laughing, you're not living.
Yes, Park Place is the place to live for active seniors. Yes, Park Place offers a maintenance-free lifestyle. Yes, Park Place offers transportation to appointments, shopping, and special events. Yes, Park Place provides 3 well-balanced meals each day. Yes, Park Place is affordable. Come see Amanda Cole Calvio and say yes to real living at Park Place, 501 West 17th, Big Spring.
It's rodeo time in Big Spring, and Ward's Western Wear is your PRCA dealer. Stop in Ward's Western Wear for the latest and greatest in all things Wrangler. It's hot outside, so Ward's has a big selection of short-sleeve shirts, George Strait, 20X jeans, and 20X Extreme. And what's the rodeo without a pair of classic Wrangler jeans? Pick up a free rodeo ticket with a minimum of $50 Wrangler purchase